Armstead's gonna make a sack and he's gonna go crazy on Grant. Like he's gonna have a sack and he's just gonna go right to his bro. He's gonna run to the locker room and tweet Grant.
Any day now. When's that sack gonna come, Jason? Any day now. When was the last time he had a sack?
It's not going to come against Ramczyk, though. I'll tell you that for sure.
No, Brees gets the ball out pretty quick.
Yeah, and he'll throw it at someone's. Yeah, he'll throw it at someone's feet too. So
I don't see it happening next
week.
To
avoid the sack. No. You know what? Jordan Willis is a half a sack away from Arik Armstead. Armstead's at 1.5. Jordan Willis is at 1.
I think Jordan Willis has actually flashed the last couple of weeks, at least in comparison to who he's playing around. He looked. I thought he made a couple tackles against this. I don't know. He's all right.
No, so I mean, look, but it's sad, right? A guy who we just brought on this roster immediately makes an impact in this game with a sack, and it's like Arik Armstead. The best we could say is he got close that time.
Yep.
Like I don't know, man.
Willis is better than Deion Jordan too.
Oh yeah, God.
He is.
Oh God.
Yeah,
it's so crazy how Deion Jordan had like 4 good plays in that Giants game, and then like everybody forgot that he's just not good.
So
Chris always got something out of him.
They're paying Armstead $17 million per year, and what is D Ford at? 18.5.
Yeah,
he's around there. So do the math: $35.5 million for essentially one position. Because you hear D Ford, he can't play in base; he has to go out there and pass in passing situations. And then Arik Armstead, the narrative on him is, well, he's better suited inside. He's not a pass rusher on the outside. So you're basically playing for $35.5 million for two guys that can't really be on the field in base, and the other one's not best suited in that position. $35.5 million
for 1.5 sacks. That's what they got
for 1.5 sacks. $35.5 million.
I have no sympathy for Jed York. In fact, I laugh at him. But can you imagine what it must feel like when he's writing those checks this year? Kittle, Ford, Garoppolo, Armstead. Like, well, here's for nothing. Thanks, guys. Really, 2019 was fun, though. I appreciate it.
I'm talking about the average per year, not what he made this year. I'm talking about the average per year.
Yeah, because once you crunch the numbers, it's still 17.
It's a lot of checks on IR and whatever. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah. So
tell the team.
Let's bring up the positive. Let's bring up the positive. Is Fred Warner the best linebacker in football?
No. I love Fred Warner, but Bobby Wagner made a statement last week. Bobby Wagner last week had like 13 tackles, like a sack or 2. I mean, I'm not going to take Bobby Wagner off it yet. Fred Warner's coming for him, but again, Fred Warner's 23 years old, and I like him in coverage, but he doesn't make those plays behind the line of scrimmage that like Navarro Bowman did. I love him. I would say maybe number 2. Bobby Wagner's game last week was legendary. He heard it and he was like, "Oh, word. Watch me take over this game." I loved it.
I mean, the person that I would say that Fred Warner's trying to catch is probably Levante David. Honestly, like a guy that nobody's ever talked about in Tampa. Like but I will say this about Fred Warner, right? While I am of the opinion that he's probably the best because of his age and what we know is going to happen, right? But he was the only one who continued to play all game. Why is it that the guy who is the best on defense is the only one doing anything, and you guys are just like, oh yeah, maybe. Even Jason Verrett. Even it was all over the field. Guys jogging, guys being slow. It's like, at what point do you follow your leader?
If they didn't want to be there, they didn't want to play.
He is the leader. He is the leader. He showed it. He's the only one who took pride in that game. Now, I'm not saying Nick Mullins didn't take pride in that game. Nick Mullins got his brains beaten in. But on defense, the only guy who took pride in that game. Mosley showed heart. Verrett quit. The safeties were nowhere. Arik Armstead was going through the motions. Javon Kinlaw, I mean, I can't tell if he couldn't make an impact if he's trying. He's big, and basically he's big. That's what he's trying.
Tart on that touchdown. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, you know that boot's coming out, that little leak's coming out. I don't like your own team runs that, or I don't.
Well, I love the defensive strategy of don't cover Devontae Adams. Like, I love that idea. Like, that's perfect. I loved it.
Hey, Matthew Mosley covered him, and he's just
that was one of them.
Catch.
What about the other ones where he's just was running by himself? Like Verrett got beat on that double move.
Those are all on Verrett. That was all on Verrett. And to me, I didn't think Verrett guarding Adams was the ideal. I always thought it was Mosley from the get. Even after he gets that nice little pass breakup, and sure some people are gonna say, "Oh, look, he kind of grabbed him a little bit." But I mean, Adams pushed off a little bit on his touchdown, and they still gave it to him. So let him play. I'm always about letting him play a little bit if it's like that. So Mosley played him pretty strong. He played DK pretty strong, and like honestly, I hope his confidence doesn't dwindle because the way he's been holding his own against two players that are massively better than him, he's done a strong job.
That was going to be what I was going to say, is that he's so mentally tough, right? He gets beat on the touchdown, and then that PBU was beautiful, man. Like at the last moment, putting your hand up. That's the sort of mental toughness that he needs to have because people are going to go after him no matter what.
That Akello doesn't have.
No, right.
He needs more physical strength, though.
He needs to get bigger.
The first one, he couldn't squeeze Devontae Adams to the sideline. You can't give him that much space because that makes the throw easier. And then on DK Metcalf, he was like bouncing off of DK. Now a lot of people, do, but he needs to put some weight on. Some strength. I like him though. I actually like him better than Verrett. What the hell was that from Verrett yesterday? Did he stop competing? What the hell was that?
He got lucky that Devontae Adams ran out of bounds because Verrett stopped running and just let Devontae's not a burner. He's not DK Metcalf. You could catch up to him, and then it was just a lack of effort. Another one where Armstead lost contain and Rodgers ran for the first down. Jordan Willis, he came out of college running a 4.5. He's got some wheels. Rodgers is what at this point, like a 5.2. He just watched him. He didn't run after. There was only like a 10-yard difference when you watched the film. And
he watched him.
Jordan Willis. Jordan Willis watched it. He ran a 4.5 coming. He's got wheels, and he just watched him go up the sideline for about 12 yards. I didn't understand that.
The only guy
Javon Kinlaw tried.
Yeah.
He tried. Willis watched. I didn't understand that. He could have probably caught him.
I guess we're seeing why Jordan Willis bouncing around the league. What's up?
Right. One more thing too, right? So as far as the defense goes, did you guys forget how the 49ers actually got stops in this game? Drop passes on easy first down, MVS. Yeah. Like the defense never stopped them. You know, like it was. If the fact that Marquez Valdes-Scantling can't catch a cold, even though he caught 2 touchdowns in this game, I don't want you guys to actually think that he's good. That first drop is Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Those 2 touchdowns, even Packers fans were like, "Oh my God, he caught it! He's hot hand Tatum," like that sort of thing. But those stops that the 49ers got were because the Packers made that happen. It wasn't because the 49ers did anything on defense. So that's even more concerning when you think about it, because relatively the defense was as healthy as it was going to get at this point, right? And to throw up that sort of effort, no pass rush again, nothing. And when you leave Aaron Rodgers with all that time, I don't know a defense that can stop Aaron Rodgers when he has all that time to go through all of his reads, man. Like, it's just like frustrating.
All you got to do with Aaron Rodgers is hit him in the first half a couple times.
That's it. And he'll quit. He'll fold up like the Bucs game.
Yeah, like the Niners game last week.
The blitzes weren't getting there, even when they called it. So. Nah, once you miss on those blitzes and you know like the defensive line's not getting there, you just knew it was a game that was expected to be. Aaron Rodgers was going to pick them apart. He was going to have all day.